this is Heidi with Kiddos Corral, and today I'm going to share with you how I make white chocolate mousse. Now I have the recipe and it has been a while since I have made this, so bear with me. But I really think it's worth sharing with you guys because it is super delicious. So the first thing that you want is 4 egg yolks. So I'm getting my 4 eggs and I'm going to separate them. Hopefully they won't roll away. Separate them. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I better move my camera back just a hair. There we go. All right, so we want the yolks. Let me get another bowl. There we go. No reason to waste the whites. You can save the whites for breakfast in the morning. But all we want is the yolks. The reason why we use the yolks in a lot of sweets and breads is because of the richness that it provides. Alright, that's 1 egg. I have been using the Eggland's Best brand eggs, but if I could afford it all the time, I would definitely get the brown organic eggs. I really think that there is a noticeable difference when you cook. Alright, there's another yolk. I think when you use organic eggs, you can tell a big difference, especially even with just like scrambled eggs. Just the taste and the texture. I notice a difference. You guys may not, but I do. Most people say they don't notice a difference, they just notice a difference in their wallet. I don't understand why we have to pay so much more money for food that is wholesome and good for us. But that is the way it is. Alright, we have 4 egg yolks there, guys. We did it without getting anything in it. Alright, let me get me a rag here to wipe my hands. First thing you want to do is you want to add your egg yolks to your mixer, and I am using a KitchenAid, as you can tell, and I'm going to get a spatula. One of my egg yolks, here's one of my egg yolks busted and stuck in the bowl. That's fine. We'll get it. Alright. We don't want to lose those eggs because that's what's going to make this so good. Now, you want to whisk these eggs until they are kind of translucent and kind of very pale yellow. So I'm going to let these whisk probably for a good couple minutes and I'll be back. Now that we have the egg yolks very pale yellow and evenly combined, I'm going to turn my mixer on low. And I'm going to gradually put in 1/4 cup of sugar. A little bit at a time. I'm going to use my spatula to scrape down in a little bit because it is kind of sticking to the side just a tad. We just want to make sure that sugar is good and incorporated in the egg yolk. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to get the rest of my ingredients together and I will show you what we need to do in a saucepan on the stove. I have a nice size saucepan out and you want to make sure it's pretty heavy. I want to put this on medium heat and I have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream in this saucepan. So what we want to do is we want to bring the heavy whipping cream until it is heated. We don't want to let it boil, we just want it to be heated. You don't want this temperature on this heavy whipping cream to be too hot, or you know, you're going to scorch it and burn it and it's not going to be good. Once it gets up to, you know, where it's heated through, I'm going to add half of my egg mixture, half of this into my egg mixture in the mixer, and let that beat together. Because we don't want the eggs to cook up when we bring these two together. So I'm going to let this get hot and I'll come back and I will show you how I pour this and mix it with the egg mixture. Okay, I'm back to the mixer. I can't even talk tonight. Back to the mixer, and I'm going to open this up because my egg stuff is in here. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to do this closed. Now, my cream, my heavy whipping cream, is all nice and heated through. And you just want to put half of this in with the egg. Now, you want to turn this on because you don't want this to cook. I'm just going to do half of the cream. I'm going to put that back on the stove. And you want to beat this together just for a little bit. Let me double check and see if it says the time. I don't think it has a time. It just says to mix until well blended together. So that looks pretty good to me. Now I'm going to bring my egg mixture over to the saucepan and I'm going to turn the heat back on and I'm going to add this egg mixture in, back in with this. And it says you want to cook this on medium heat until it gets good and thick. Make sure I get it all. I'm a stickler for making sure that it's all in there. I'm going to get my whisk back. And I'm going to, it says just to stir occasionally. You just want to bring this up gradually until it's heated through and it thickens. Okay, my mixture is good and thick, and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. Can you guys see that? It's good and thick, almost like pudding. What I want to do now is I want to add a half a cup of white chocolate chips. So it's about a half a cup of white chocolate chips right there. And what we want is we want these good and melted in this here cream. Oh my gosh. Delightful. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do with this cream now is I'm going to put this cream into the refrigerator for 2 hours. And I'm going to let this cool down completely before we make the next step to make this the perfect mousse. Now I'm going to throw some plastic wrap just over top of this pot, and I'm going to throw it into the refrigerator, and I'll see you guys in 2 hours. Hi guys, it is morning and it is actually Valentine's Day today, and we are going to sum up the last two steps of making the white chocolate mousse. So what you're going to need is 1.5 cups of heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to go ahead and add that to my mixer. You cannot beat heavy whipping cream. Well, I'm going to beat it, but you know, this is going to be good. Okay, so I want to add, let's see, that was 1 cup, and so now I need to get a measuring cup because I don't want to add too much. Usually I would pour it in, but I don't think it's a good idea today. Let me find a measuring cup. Here we go. Okay. Now we're going to measure in 1.5 cups. So we got 1 cup in there, and we're going to put 1/2. What we're going to do is we're going to beat this until it gets really good and stiff. I'm adding my whisk attachment, I think. Here we go. I'm going to turn this on medium speed, and I'm probably going to let it beat, I don't know, 5 minutes maybe, until it gets really good and stiff, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm finished whipping the heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. Let me get my stuff out of the way. Let me look at the camera, make sure you guys can see this. Can you see this, how thick it is? That's when you know it's stiff. What we want to do is take our white chocolate and egg mixture, and I'll show you what it looks like this morning. You can see it's pretty thick. It's been in the refrigerator overnight. It only needs to chill for 2 hours, but because it was so late, I didn't get it all done. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of my white chocolate mixture in here. Probably about half of it. What you want to do is you don't want to stir it to death. You just want to fold this whipped cream into that white chocolate mixture. That's what makes this good and moussey. I'm going to add the rest. Make sure I get it all. You don't want to lose out on any of that white chocolate goodness. This stuff here smelled like white chocolate custard, if that's even something that exists. That's what it smelled like. And I just want to fold this all together. And when you're folding, you just lift it up. Basically just fold. Goodness, that looks good. I'm going to mix it until it all has that yellowish color, that white chocolate kind of color, because you don't want, you want that chocolate to be worked in to the cream, because if it's not worked in, then you're going to have areas where the mousse isn't sweet, and you don't want that. You want the mousse to be sweet. Okay, this looks good. Let me show you guys what it looks like. Can you guys see that? How pretty that is, all whipped together, look. Can you see that white mousse? Now, I'm going to cover this and I'm going to put some, with some saran wrap. Make sure I get all of it in the bowl. And then tonight, whenever we have our Valentine dinner, this will be ready to serve up. And I've seen in the pictures it's served in like a little martini glass with a little hearted, like a hearted sugar cookie on top, or they also had another picture of it in a dessert glass where it had some chocolate curls on the top. So any way that you want to serve this would be yummy. So the way that I serve it tonight, I will insert it for the thumbnail so you guys can get a gander at how it looked, and I'll be talking to you guys again soon. Hope y'all have a great day, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and push that like button, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye bye.